Hi, this video will show you how to calibrate your altimeter. The accelerometer and gyroscope in the Mercury should be calibrated occasionally to ensure they offer the most accurate readings. This is because of small tolerances in the manufacturing process of the device. Calibrating your altimeter allows the software to adjust for these inconsistencies and offer improved accuracy. It especially makes a difference to calculating angles such as roll, pitch and yaw, but also affects the accuracy of the accelerometer readings too. To enter configuration or Wi-Fi mode, you need to connect it to a USB power source and turn the altimeter on. You can then calibrate your device either by connecting your phone, tablet or computer to the altimeter's Wi-Fi, or if you've configured it to use the internet and the Altimeter Cloud, you can easily calibrate your altimeter from there instead. After startup, your altimeter will show a slow strobing blue light. This shows that the Wi-Fi server on the altimeter is on. If you have configured Wi-Fi, every 20 seconds it will scan for networks in range, an orange status color, and if it finds one it knows, it will attempt to connect, a pink status color. If it successfully connects to the Wi-Fi, then the status LED will now strobe green rather than blue slowly. You can now use the Altimeter Cloud instead to configure your device. If you need more help getting connected, then just pop over to the manual at modelrockets.co.uk/cloud. If you're using your device's access point Wi-Fi, then you will see a page like this one. You need to click on Settings in the menu and then on Calibrate Sensors to reach the page you need. You can then click on either Gyroscope or Accelerometer calibration at the bottom of the page to complete each step. If you're using the Altimeter Cloud, simply click on the My Devices menu and then Configure Settings on your chosen device. You will see the option for gyro calibration or accelerometer calibration under the General Settings box. To enable these calibrations, you check the required box or boxes and click on Save Settings. Your device will then run the calibration tasks. If you select both gyro and accelerometer, it will do the gyroscope calibration first and the accelerometer one second. Once you enable the gyroscope calibration mode, your device will immediately activate its calibration of the gyroscope. So before you do, you should position the altimeter perfectly still and stable in the orientation you plan to fly it in. For example, if you're installing it in your rocket upright with the text facing up and the USB port down, you will get best results if you also calibrate it like this. Make sure the gyroscope does not move or shake at all during the calibration process. You can always calibrate again if you think something might have happened. The altimeter will now flash its status LED red for around 25 seconds and take hundreds of readings. It will then average these readings and store them as your gyroscope's calibrated offset. To calibrate your accelerometer, the process is a little bit more hands-on. You will need to hold your altimeter level in 6 orientations as steady as you can. The altimeter will show a red status light when it is not level to the required orientation and a light blue status light when you have it right. If the status LED is flickering red and light blue, then you are not quite level or holding it not stably enough. Once it has enough readings for an orientation, a short green status light will show before moving on to the next position. The process will start as soon as you tell it to in the settings. The first orientation is on its back with the board facing upwards. It's easiest just to leave your altimeter on a solid stable surface for this one. The second orientation is the other way up with its front facing downwards. The third orientation is with the I2C expansion port facing upwards on its side. The fourth orientation is the other way up with the I2C expansion port facing downwards on its side. The fifth orientation is upright with the USB port facing down. And the last orientation is with the USB port facing upwards. Once complete, your altimeter will return to standard configuration or Wi-Fi mode with the LED strobing either blue or green. You will now also be able to see the calibration values that were saved on the settings pages. You can calibrate as often as you'd like, but as long as you've done it once, it's not essential to do it again very often, unless you want to be sure it's still spot on.